Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Rabbi Eliezer Melamed Shlita. Hope everyone had a great Shabbos. Wishing everybody a good Chodesh as we begin Rosh Chodesh ER. Of course, month of ER bringing us this coming week Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut, which are observed earlier than usual. And it seems that they're never observed on the day they're supposed to be observed because of various calendar considerations in Israel, which makes it a little bit unusual for us here in the diaspora. We don't have the same considerations, but we try to do what Israel does. But an important week nonetheless here for us in the diaspora, especially for our brothers and sisters in Israel. Please continue davening for Chayalei Tzva Agana Yisrael, for Shlom L'chol Petzua Yisrael, and the safe return of our hostages. We learn Le'ilei Nishmat Seren Daniel Shimon ben Harav Daron V'Sheli Hashem Yikom Damo. And please, as time is running out, cast your vote in the WZC election. OIC-MIZRACHI slate number 5, extremely important. So we continue. The next chapter is Pratei Dinim Shel Halavush B'Tefillah. We're still talking about proper dress during davening, so we'll look at that a little further. Mutter le'oskim b'meleches kepayim u'levushim b'bigdei avoda. V'kasher lehem lahachlev es bigdeihem lehispal b'bigdei avoda. Ki'ilu begadim she'ena b'zuyim etzlam. So people who work with their hands, and they want to wear their work clothes to davening, and it's very difficult for them to change before, after, during davening, something like that, and they want to daven in their work clothing, this is allowed because it's not considered a bizui. It's not considered something that's degrading as far as davening goes. And if they have the opportunity to change before davening, they should, but it's not always possible. A wonderful word in Hebrew called pajama. One shouldn't daven in pajamas. Well, if you look at any of our teenagers today, I'm not sure what passes as dress for an American teenager today. If you go to the average yeshiva or place in school and you see what they wear, I'm not sure what's pajamas or what, but anyway, it might be a problem when it comes to davening. But someone, let's say, who's ill, who's sick at home, and is not getting dressed and is in pajamas, can daven. Because let's say even somebody who's coming to visit someone who is ill, they wouldn't change out of their pajamas or the clothing they're wearing while they're ill. One shouldn't daven, let's say, with a raincoat on, with rain boots on, gloves, things like that, because you wouldn't stand this way in front of honorable people dressed in this fashion. But let's say it's very cold in the shul, or you're davening outside, or who knows where, then you could certainly wear a coat and gloves, because this is not considered something that is a desecration to the honor of tefillah. Or let's say everybody's wearing these types of clothes and boots, something like that. Let's say it's raining outside, and if you've ever been in the rain season in Israel, you know what that's like, then certainly be permitted. Mutter le'na'arim tzi'irim v'chavrei kivutzim shurginu lechas mechnasayim ketzarim gam b'shah shevo levekram anashim chashuvim. Here's the question about wearing shorts, short pants, kurze, as they used to say in the old country. So let's say young children, or he says chavrei kibbutzim. When you think about people on a kibbutz, yeah, that's how they wear the typical kibbutz outfit. They could wear short pants, even in davening, because this is how they always dress, and it doesn't matter if someone important was coming. If the Rosh Memshalah was coming, this is what they'd be wearing, and therefore they could daven lispalo b'milchnasayim ketzarim with short pants. Aval lachasin, but if you're leading the service, tzarich lachasas es raglav achar berkov mnei sheholech b'milchnasayim ketzarim nikra pochech ve'eino v'shor lios chazan. And as we saw earlier, that someone shouldn't lead davening if you're wearing short pants. So one of the tricks, I use the word tricks in quotation, but one of the ruses, perhaps, that sometimes when you have people that are avelim and they don't want to daven for the yom, they daven the whole year, and sometimes they have if there are other avelim in the shul and they want to give someone else a chance, they might show up to shul in an afternoon with short pants on. Oh, sorry, I can't daven for the yom. It's a disqualification automatically, knowingly, but sometimes they do that intentionally so that someone else can daven for the yom, and it's all with wonderful intentions, of course. Lifa'amim, Adam nimtza b'makom shebo regilim lahakbit pachos al halavush, kegam b'makom nofesh shebo gam anashim sheregilim leilach tamid b'chalifos nogen listapek b'chutzos. So sometimes, let's say you're in a place davening where the dress code is a little lax. So let's say it's a place of vacation or a place where people are going away and taking it easy, and maybe they'll wear no socks or they wear no shoes, something like that. And if someone is okay to wear vacation clothes, and even if somebody important came and they wouldn't change, so then maybe they could also dress in this sort of informal fashion if this is how they would dress regardless of who shows up. So again, a lot of it depends on the environment. So there's a huge difference. That's why we said between, let's say, davening in an Israeli minyan versus davening in an American minyan. In many American shuls, they wouldn't let you daven, let's say, if you didn't have, at least for the Amid, if you didn't have a jacket on, some places without a tie on Shabbos, certainly without shoes or short pants, these like things. But there are places, let's say in Israel, people daven with short pants or they have sandals on, things like that. Again, all depends on minhag makom. So you have to know the minhag of the place in which you're davening. But in any event, we should always make sure that when we approach davening, that we have something that tells us that we're in a special place. It's not just hanging around in our house or just with our friends. That's why we put on a special beged or a special attitude when it comes time to davening, so that we don't forget this fact. So, again, Chodesh Tov, everyone. Please continue davening for Charlei Tzvah Yisrael, for Shalom L'chol Petuei Yisrael, and safe return of our hostages, Nishmat Daniel Shimon ben Arav Duran L'Shel Yishem Kedamo. Please vote OIC-MIZRACHI number 5. Thank you so much for listening. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.